And we are live. I guess I got to make that a little longer, don't I? Well, Night Social,
You're supposed
episode
to do
2.
that last week.
I did, but I think I messed it up. I think I hit show slide. But anyways, Night Social, episode 2. We have Chris from the 740 joining us. Thank you. And G23, thanks for coming.
Glad to be here.
Well, we're going to start off, as usual, a fun fact. I'll go. The fun fact for me is the first night vision device was created in 1929 by a Hungarian physician. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name. Sorry. In 1939, a device was used by AEG for the Germans in World War II called the Vampire. It was basically like a mounted system. It wasn't portable. It was pretty big that they'd put on their assault rifles.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So night vision has been around for a decent amount of time. It was called Gen 0, was like the little nickname. Now we have Gen 3 and possible Gen 4 tubes coming out maybe. Chris, what's a fun fact for the week?
My fun fact of the week is the Daisy Company that makes BB guns. They originally started out selling windmills, and they gave a complimentary BB gun away with every windmill that they sold. Then the BB guns became so popular that they started selling BB guns and stopped making windmills. That's my fun fact of the week.
Wow. Well, it's a good thing they transitioned, having a Daisy windmill.
Okay.
Moji, do you have one?
I got nothing. Nothing.
G didn't have time to prepare.
That's true. Well,
I tried doing a little Google search, but it doesn't really pull up anything.
Nothing at all. Well,
it says 3 out of 10 Americans own a firearm. That it will admit to it.
I like it. Another fun fact that you shared with us when you joined the back chat. What was that?
Well, I don't really know if that was so fun, but Mr. Jerry Springer passed away. So.
R.I.P. The man, the myth, the legend.
Definitely a legend.
Well, let's start saying hi to people. We got Misty. Thanks for coming. We got DJ. We got Dale. Ron. Thanks for coming, guys.
It's good to see all of them. I got a package from Ron Wayne today, and I'm going to do an unboxing video tomorrow and show everybody what he sent. And it's not for me. It's for the people who watch the Wednesday Night Live chat. So
really?
Yeah, man.
We got Big P. What's that big
cool
P?
Stuff in there.
Was it a big package, little package?
It was a package full of a lot of stuff.
Bunch of goodies.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'll be excited to see that one.
How's it going, Misty? Hopefully Ron's doing great also.
Yep.
Well, tonight we're going to be talking about focusing caps. I don't know why my wife turned off the light, but that's okay. So, focusing caps and lens protectors or sacrificial lenses and different kinds. So, you guys, I'm assuming, Chris, you know a little bit about night vision, don't you?
Yeah, not the nods though.
Gotcha. G, do you know anything? Or like have an idea?
Yeah. I mean, I understand about night vision. I've never actually got to play with it because, but yeah.
So with even modern time, like these are Gen 3 tubes. These are katanas with white elebit phosphor. Even with these modern times, you still have to have that adjustment just like in any other scope when you have to just dial it in and refocus, So with these focusing caps, it helps you fine tune and get that right point called an infinite focus. And when you have that infinite focus, you can see up close or far away pretty well. It's pretty nifty. I never would have thought that something so cheap could do so much good though for something like this. You think it would already come being what 2023 compared to 1929 that they'd figure out how to have it like autofocus, but that's like digital night vision. We'll go through that another day. But the protective lenses that you want is more like a sacrificial, because if you break that lens, your device will not be usable anymore. So with these protective lenses, it's kind of like its own protection. If that makes sense, literally.
Mhm.
But what the fun part is, are these little guys. Look at this little booger. Oh boy. There we go. So these, you guys know what IR lasers are, right?
Yep.
Yep.
IR lasers, this will actually deflect it. As you can see, it's almost like a mirror, but it has like a tint to it. These will deflect the laser so it doesn't burn into your tube. So these are really good for when you're doing like CQB work or really close quarter work or around a lot of people that are using lasers in general, even like visible lasers. It will literally deflect it. It's pretty cool. How we doing, Lunchbox? Thanks for coming. Have you ever seen ghosts through your night vision? No. So, with ghost, you want to do like thermals because it will pick up like the heat. So if there is that type of presence, you'll be able to see it. It'll be a cold presence, if that makes sense. I'm doing bearded. So yeah, these are a must in certain situations. They're hard to come by. You have to know somebody to know somebody because these are literally cage coded and everything. You can get them. They're just hard to source. I think they only come in 18 millimeter and maybe 32 or 37.
So I got a question for you. Since night vision, I don't think I've ever asked you this question.
Yeah.
So when you first got into this and you first got nods, how long did it take you to get used to wearing them before you actually started doing live fire drills?
That is a good question. So I'm not even actually used to it all the way, to be honest with you. And I got my binos in last July, and I am not used to it completely. I'm comfortable, but I'm not used to it. When I got comfortable with it, I'd say after a couple months of just constantly wearing it, doing dishes, taking the dog out. I even like would eat a sandwich wearing them, just wearing it, doing anything, honestly. And when it got to a point where I didn't really notice it and I started smacking the nods onto the wall, I was like, oh, all right, I'm getting comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely weird. And you feel a lot of people get what's called tension headaches. I have never experienced that yet. I probably will. I don't know. Maybe the longest I've worn them consistently at a period of time was 4 hours in a row at a class, and I didn't get a headache. My head was sweating profusely, even though it's a bump helmet, so it's got like vents and stuff. But boy, perfect sense. Me and ghost hunting videos. Really, you guys go ghost hunting? That's pretty cool. So me personally, I do believe in that type of stuff in a way. I have a couple friends that do ghost hunting, and one of them actually has a show on Hulu. Yeah, pretty cool. Did I shower in them? Funny. I want to go swimming with them. They are waterproof to a certain point. These ones are hydrogen purged, and they're supposed to be sealed tight. And Nocturne Industries has a no questions asked, believe it or not, warranty on them. So I kind of want to go swim and see what they're like underwater. I'll get to you on that. Maybe one of these days. That'll be a funny video. Do they make mics that are waterproof?
Well, I don't know if anything's truly waterproof. Water resistant? Yeah, there's water resistant mics.
Yeah, I guess I should. So, like for 30 minutes at like 60 feet, these things will not get water in them. Is like they're testing. There's probably like a safe area. Is your friend? Oh my! Well, watch it. We go on hunts unless there are deer involved. Huh?
Yeah, they just watch ghost hunting shows. They're not actually ghost hunting.
Ah, you guys should go.
Now, Bearded Lunchbox out there left a comment, and he said his other half is trying the ghost hunting thing, and she started a YouTube channel.
Gotcha.
That's pretty cool.
So they're called Ghost Sisters. Ghost Sisters, Mandy Metzger, and I forget the other two sisters' names are, but they're sisters, and they go on ghost hunting. They go all around the United States, and one of them's actually from our hometown, and their show's pretty interesting. Some of the stuff obviously is for attention, so it might be fake or put on or staged, but some of it is very interesting and makes you think, like, huh. So yeah, if you guys want to look them up, they're Ghost Sisters. If you want, Bearded, I can probably put you in contact with one of the main people. Maybe they can help her start her little YouTube.
Hey, you know one thing that you really need to do that you have not done yet that I just noticed, if you're going to do these live chats every Thursday?
What?
You need mods.
Yeah. I put you as a mod, didn't I?
You didn't put Chris as one, but I am. But I'm on my cell, so I'm not really out there paying attention.
No, I'm not modded, but you need to mod. You definitely. I mean, honestly, you can mod everybody out there. I mean, they're pretty much all mods on my channel, but the more you got, the better you are, because you will eventually get a troll come in here and you won't be able to do anything about it if you don't have any mods.
I don't even know how to mod people. That's interesting.
So on the YouTube side, you have to open up your YouTube chat.
Yeah.
And then click there's like 3 buttons beside each person's comment.
Okay.
And it will say add mod, block from channel, yada, yada, yada.
Gotcha.
And then you just make them a regular mod. Don't make them the second option, because there's 2 options. It's like a standard mod or a advanced mod, something like that.
Interesting. Well, Ron, you have the duties. If anyone else wants the duties of modding, let me know.
You should have made his wife the mod and left him unmodded. This way, when he started to get out of line, she could smack him every once in a while.
Oh, we missed somebody. Man, we missed somebody. Where's he at? Where's he at? Oh no, where'd he go? He's lost in the sauce.
Casey.
JH, if you're out there, I'm sorry, buddy. Thanks
you
for
missed
coming.
Casey.
Oh, snap. Okay. Well, we got 12 people on here. All right, guys. I'm going to give you, so tomorrow my website drops again. It's a new release called Death at Dark or Dusk. And we got these patches, the shirts with the same design on the back, and a few other things. So we're going to go to the website and show you guys that. Sneak peek. No one else has seen this. You guys are getting first look. Eventually, everybody will get to look at it tomorrow. So we got the shirts, patch, some stickers, team flag, and then some PMags. So the shirt will have different variations. You have tan, green, and then black. And the black will have an outline so it doesn't blend into the color.
All I can see is that you don't have that big of shirts. So, I mean, you kind of really need some man-sized shirts.
Unfortunately, my supplier does not have big grown-up shirts. This is one of my favorites, the DNC Spectrum Mag. It's all lasered. None of it is a coating or a wrap. So yeah, all this is available noon tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. And the patch part that glows in the dark are the nods and lightning bolts.
How many of those patches are available?
20.
That's
And
it.
let me tell you, everyone has been saying, I mean, people talk, so we'll see. But I'm pretty sure at least majority will sell out pretty quick.
Nurse Paranormal. I don't have a way.
Nurse Paranormal.
Unless you mod me, I can't share that. You're gonna have to mod. Give me a wrench.
I'll get you your lunch, buddy. Should I give you the
I don't know.
whole?
I don't know if I would make Chris a mod.
There's a
There
lot of
we go.
channels I'm not a mod on.
There you go.
Alright.
He said, "We."
So let me see if I'm a mod. I'm gonna type in mod.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a mod now. Okay. Now let me go over and find bearded lunch boxes. Paranormal nurse.
I just watched Tactical Rifleman on Tuesday evening. One night, so they absolutely got jammed with troll. Yeah, it's bound to happen eventually. Well, that just means you're getting big enough, I guess. Right now, I'm small. I'm a little guy in a big pond, surrounded by a bunch of big fish.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Eventually,
Well,
some
see, once you've done probably, I don't know, 20, 30 lives,
yeah.
that's when it'll happen. That's when it happened to Chris, and it happened to me, and it's happened to others.
Especially posting
Sometimes,
on other social media platforms because anyone can see it because all of my stuff's not private. And so if someone really wanted to, they could come in here and just be a butthole.
well, it's just weird that we'll get ones that will just, I mean, it's all the, like, all the 2A channels. You'll get ones that will come in and they'll attack for the next, like, 30 minutes straight. So it can be pretty repetitive.
Right. And I spent way. Oh, really? Yeah, those are some great people, man. You were obviously there last night, so we'll have to go too much into it. But those guys are like family now. They're pretty cool. They're friends. Um, Definitely can't go wrong with dealing with them, especially if they're local to us. I don't know where you are, Bearded. Sorry, but definitely support those guys, especially veterans that take pride in their stuff.
I think he's an Ohio boy.
Um,
I could be wrong.
Let me see here.
Yeah, you definitely want to make DJ a mod. He's one of my mods.
Yeah, he's a mod.
Okay.
DJ, go ahead and check and see if it went through, but I'm pretty sure I made you a mod.
All right, and I got the link out there to Bearded Lunchbox's Better Halves YouTube channel, and you can let her know that I am now subscribed. And she's got an Ohio State Reformatory video on there.
Nice. Okay.
That's pretty cool. I take Lunchboxes from Indiana. That explains it.
So, fun fact about that. So, the girl I was talking about, Mandy, she did investigation there, and I don't know if it was like her first one, but it was pretty new. She asked for one of my GoPros, and I was like, sure. this was when GoPro 3 was almost new. It was like a couple years old, so it was a long time ago. Because where are they at now, Chris? Like 11 or something?
I think they just put out the. Yeah, I think they got a 12 out. Maybe
Oh,
it's the
12.
11. I
That's
know I
old.
got the 8 and the 9. I think it is 11.
But anyways, so that's how long ago it was. I had a GoPro 3, and she asked me, she's like, "Can I use that?" I was like, "Sure. Here's all the attachments. Here's a memory card. Just please give it back. Cool. Here you go." So she brought it back to me, and she goes, "Hey, can you sift through all the footage?" And I was like, sure." There was a bunch of footage, and it wasn't like long or good footage. It was like choppy. Like they didn't know how to use it. They would like turn it on, and then they would like move it around and like look and then turn it off because they didn't know if it was on or not. So there's a lot of that. But one of the videos I did find, they were looking down this corridor, and at the end was a light in another hallway, and there was something that walked past that area that was lit, and that made it on TV on that show. She texted me like a couple weeks before it came out. She goes, "Hey, this is going to be on the show. Couldn't have done it without you." And I was like, "What?" I totally forgot about it. And I was like, "I didn't do anything. I just sent you all the videos that were worth seeing." And but yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's some cool video or stuff that's there. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch that later.
I've never been in it, but I've been outside of it at the concert. It's a cool property. It's a cool place to go watch concerts at.
Yeah, don't they have Ink and the Clink there?
Well, yeah, it's called incarceration now.
Oh, okay.
But man, it's crazy. The police department there, they use drones to watch over everything going on, like in the mosh pit and stuff.
Okay.
I went back where they keep them because I was like sneaking around. I wanted to see. They're like in this fenced in area.
Yeah.
They had these drones sitting there, and they're just like full of battery banks. Because, you can only put those drones up in the air for like 25 minutes. You got to bring them back, put another battery in. So they've got just stacks of batteries. Those drones, they fly them all day and all night long. Like,
Really?
yeah. So you could tell at night the bigger drones would go up because they all have like night vision and thermal imaging on them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you see the lights flashing up in the sky. It's pretty cool, man. Like,
That would be pretty sweet. I bet they see a lot of stuff, but then when they go and try and like get it or stop it, they probably
well, I
can't
was
find
talking
it.
to the police, the cop I was talking to. He was super cool. He said, "We don't really give a shit what they're doing out in the pit. If they're out there smoking dope or whatever, we could care less. We just got to make sure if somebody falls out there, gets hurt really bad, that drone will give us a locate where we can send our medics in there right away and pull them out." So,
So they're
which
there
makes
for like,
sense.
yeah, that's cool. That they're there for like a triage or for
Yeah,
help.
because I think there's over, I want to say they said there's like 110,000 people that go through there per day for the 3 days it's there.
Dang.
So, but it's like the first band's on at 11 a.m. and then they don't shut down till like 12:30 in the morning, midnight 12:30. And plus you got two stages going too. So you've got a secondary stage. Actually, there's three stages. So you got like local bands, real small bands will be playing in one area. Then they've got the secondary stage, and then they got the main. So, but there's like 100 bands there in a weekend.
Okay.
They're all big bands, like bands everybody's heard of. So
Yeah, like
it's
Slipknot and all them show up, don't they?
yeah, we saw Slipknot there. I've seen saw Mudvayne there.
Mudvayne? That's crazy. Is Puddle of Mud still a thing?
I don't know.
Man, they had some good songs too. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. No, I have not, DJ. I've never been to Riot Fest.
MCK, thanks for coming, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it. Yeah. I thought about doing a newsletter eventually, and whoever is subscribed to that newsletter gets like the password 5 minutes before the website. So there'd be like an incentive. I still got to figure out how to do that. So eventually that will happen.
go with like MailChimp or something like that.
Yeah, I looked at MailChimp. You get like so many sends, and then you have to start paying it for it. There's another service. If you put ads in it or let them run ads within their newsletter, it's free. I don't know what route I want to go yet. I'm still trying to feel it out.
Run a bunch of anti-gun ads on your gun
Yeah.
emails.
Yeah.
I can see that happening too.
Spectre Solutions drop is live. Second Amendment doesn't need to be that'd be all bad publicity.
DJ says Puddle of Mud is still around and they're still touring.
Really? Wow. That's awesome. That's good to know. That's one of my wife's favorite bands too. Ah, good songs. Good songs. Good times. One of these nights, Chris, we'll have to talk about thermal, and we'll bring out your thermals on yours.
Mine are all night vision.
Oh, snap. We'll talk about them.
As far as like what the ones
Yeah.
that I have.
Yeah. So I've used ATN. I don't remember what model it was. But that thing was pretty cool. It was an older model, so every time it drained the batteries a lot. I had to use a battery pack.
Yeah, so I have my first one I still have is the ATN Excite 2 HD. And that's the one that I've got that on a 20-inch barrel AR with a fixed stock with a like a Velcro pad around it, and I keep my external battery in there, and it'll run. I can run that. It probably needs a new one by now. It's been sitting in the safe so long. I'm sure the cells are dead in it. I'll have to put another new battery pack on it. You can use any USB battery pack with them, which is what's kind of cool. So you can buy like a cheaper one and run it. So the Excite 2 HD is it's okay. I just don't like having that. You have to have an external battery pack. If you run like the regular batteries in it,
so it's
you're
still
lucky to get an hour out of it.
For some reason, I was at the range when I had it, and somebody was like, "Hey, put rechargeable batteries in there and hook up your battery pack. Just charge those batteries up. So when the battery pack goes dead, you still have your batteries in there." That never worked.
And then we can get to Lunchbox's question here in a minute. So anyway, I still have that one. I've got that on my 223 AR, and then on my 6.5 Creedmoor AR-10, I have the ATN 4K Pro.
Okay.
And now I love that scope. It's got 1080p video recording. It has a built-in battery. It's USB-C rechargeable, so you can charge it up in like 2 hours.
Really?
I've had that out at night for like in 0-degree weather for 8 hours, and the battery will stay. Like I still have battery when I get back in the truck.
Really?
Yeah. So the 4K Pro is awesome. The only thing like with ATN is the IR lights that come with them are real shitty. So you want to buy it. So I've got like a Sniper Hog Light aftermarket IR.
I think they were at NRAM, weren't they?
Yeah. They were at the Great American Outdoor Show too. But with the 4K Pro and the Sniper Hog Light IR, I have 300 yards of visibility with that.
Nice. Okay, so they upped when I messed with one and had one before I sold it, it was in 2015 or 16. So I don't know what model it was. It was older. I bought it used. So they definitely upped the ante on that because it was not that much quality, and the recording was hit or miss. I like how you could change the settings though to like a digital, like I don't know if it was color. Maybe it was color. I don't know if I had color or not, but you could change like the different like tones of it, I guess, like white or black, and you can switch it.
Yeah. So I like it too. You can change your reticles. There's like 10 different reticles. There's like 4 different colors. There's like green, red, orange, like a blue. And they update the software all the time too. So it's a constant evolving thing. Once you have one of those scopes, there's always going to be upgrades for it. So, but yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy one, I definitely would tell you to buy the 4K Pro because it's only probably another $150 more than the Excite 2 HD, and it's well worth all that money.
Gotcha.
And being able to record your hunting is pretty cool too, because you can use it
Yeah.
in the daytime too. You just shut night vision mode off and you just have a digital scope.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I definitely would probably get one when I get a bolt gun. I'll probably, because you just have to, it's a 1 or 2 shot calibration is what it is.
mhm.
You like shoot once and then you just move the reticle to where impact was, and then you confirm it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, yeah, set your reticle right on the center of the target at whatever distance you want to shoot, fire. Wherever that bullet hits, you go into calibrate and you move your reticle to the shot. And then the next shot you fire, it'll go right through the bullseye.
Right.
As long as you're doing your part.
Right. Yeah, there could be user error. But yeah, I definitely got to get one again. Sounds legit. Well, let's get the Bearded's question. I just picked up my first Glock used today. What first upgrade on standard Glock 17 Gen 3? Well, Chris, do you want to go first?
Well, what is he going to plan on doing with it? Is he going to carry it? Or are you going to just shoot it at the range? Or are you going to shoot competition with it? Because you can do a lot with the Glock 17. There's still a lot of guys shooting them in competition. Technically, Devin shoots a 17. It's just a shadow system.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say the slide lock slide release.
Yeah.
Do an oversized on that extended, or the takedown, which you can get the whole package, which comes with the takedown, oversized takedown, slide lock slide release, and pins, which I think it's like $40, something like that. The oversized takedown is probably like the most important, because when you want to field strip your firearm to be able to clean it and stuff, having the standard in there, if you got any good sized fingers, it can be a little harder to get purchase on there. So going to the extended, just as that, makes it a lot easier to be able to take it down. That was like the first thing I've done to every Glock, is make sure I put the extended slide lock, slide release, and takedown.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't go wrong with that, especially if
Yeah.
you're going to be carrying it or using it at the range.
100% agree with that.
I wouldn't put a hair trigger in your carry gun. You can upgrade the trigger, just don't put anything crazy in there. Or keep it stock and just polish the internals or change out a couple things, just make sure it runs fine. But for a carry gun, I mean, I wouldn't change much.
Yeah, like if he wants, because you can do Glocks, you can do super cheap trigger jobs on them. Like you could just change your, like my Glock 40 has a stock trigger in it. It's just got ghost parts. So I've got a ghost, oh shoot, what do you call, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank.
The disconnect, the trigger bar disconnect, and
yeah, so I got a ghost connector in it.
Yeah.
I've got, I don't think I put a ghost trigger bar in it. I think I just took flits and polished mine. Yeah, so yeah, lunchbox. I mean, if you're gonna carry it and use it at the range, I definitely wouldn't go putting a Timney trigger in it.
No.
That's more for competition use. But you don't really have, the nice thing is with Glock, you don't have to put a lot of money into them. The other thing he's probably going to want to change is the sights on it.
Yeah, the plastic sights, especially if you rack it on something.
Go with. So, what are your guys' preferred? I like the True Glow TFX, which is the tritium fiber optics. So you've got the tritium at night, and you've got fiber optics for the daytime. And plus, the fiber optics actually helps make the tritium glow a little brighter at night. So running those are really nice, and they're not super expensive. They're anywhere from, I think, $50 to $130, depending on if you're going to go with your standard or your suppressor height sights.
Mm-hmm. I go Trijicon, Night Vision, and True Glow. Those are my most expensive to least expensive order. Preference, obviously. That's really about it for me. Those are the top three that I have and I use and I like, depending on what gun.
So we had this conversation on Ghost Show about a month ago. We talked about favorite sights. For me, like all the guys on the panel that night, they wanted a blacked out rear with like a white dot front.
Yeah.
And which is what a lot of guys, but now me personally, I like 3 dots. I like 2 white dots in the rear and on the front, but I like them to be true glow or night vision because I do like the glow in a low light condition. But I am not a fan of an all blacked out rear. A lot of guys are, but it's not for me.
Let's say hi to the hoodlum. Thanks for coming out, Chevy. I appreciate it, buddy. If you have any questions in the side chat, let us know.
DJ's got a good one out there.
Another upgrade would be extended mag release.
I'm not really a big fan of those.
Man, I'll tell you what. I had to take the one back out of my Glock 40 because man, I was dropping mags. I gripped that gun so hard.
Yeah.
Like when I grab, like I vice grip my grip.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of those.
Yeah.
Especially if you have bigger hands, meatier hands. When you get that purchase, it's just even when you don't do it initially, when you make that shot, you're probably going to hit it. Some guys like them. I don't like them.
I don't have a problem when I'm shooting it. Mine is when I like sit down in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Depending on the holster,
right.
The holster will trigger that and drop the mag.
Yeah.
You know.
You hear it click, and you feel it. You're like, son of a bitch. But yeah, me personally, I don't like them. It doesn't take much to just push in more. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
The only
DJs. What? Go ahead.
Only extended mag release that I really like I left my Walther PDP Pro, I left it stock, which is crazy because I didn't leave anything stock on that gun. But even on my Mechanic's the only one that has the oversized mag release, but it's the way the grip and the frame is on that gun. It doesn't affect that. But yeah, I'm not into the whole oversized mag release thing.
Not at all. So what's the most money you have spent modding an already expensive stock firearm?
So I think we need clarity on what they consider stock expensive firearm, because are we talking a firearm that's over $1,000? Are we talking a firearm that's over $3,000? What are we talking about?
If that's the price of the stock, then yeah, probably. Like if you get a stock Staccato, it's what, 25, $3,000. But me personally, I'd say roughly probably the same amount on top of the gun. The gun was $1,000 or just under. It was like 9 something, and I put probably 8 or 9 into it. Yeah. Chris, how about you?
I got 2 that I put a ton of money into that I don't want to, like the Polymer 80 that I built is just went completely off the rails. Like, and it still doesn't run right.
No, you're gonna figure that out though.
Yeah, I put a lot of money. I paid a lot for my PDP Pro. It was almost $800 because it was the Pro model. I would say now, I mean, just the red dot alone that I put on it, plus I bought an aftermarket plate for it. I probably got $500 just wrapped up in the plate, the screws, and the optic. I got lucky, at least with the comp and some of the parts, companies sent them to me for free because they wanted me to do a review on them.
Okay.
But yeah, I probably got $1,500 wrapped up in that gun now, I would say. You know?
I can believe it. What about you, G?
Maybe if my mute button wants to not stay muted.
Now you went to sleep.
No. Think about, well, so I've been contemplating getting a Howa 6mm arc bolt action,
Okay.
and so that's about $1,000 rifle.
Yeah.
But then on the scope I'm looking at, it's almost $2,000 because that 6mm arc can reach out over 1,400 yards easily. So, you're gonna have to be able to see clearly, out there. So then you're talking, you're gonna want to change the trigger and put more of a comp trigger in there. So you're probably talking another $2,500 into $1,000 rifle. That's not including if you decide you're going to change out the stock to go to more of a competition style stock. So yeah, you could easily be racking like $5,000 in aftermarket into $1,000 rifle.
Well, have you done anything around that so far? Like that's a crazy plan, but have you recently?
The most I've probably spent, so when I got my first AK, but that was like super cheap. That was back when they were still sub $100,
Yeah.
$200, and probably put another $800 in aftermarket.
Okay. That's not bad. But AKs, man, you can do a lot to those things, and they run no matter what in general. Ron says I spent most converting my dagger into a race gun, one of the funniest to shoot. Those daggers they're intriguing, man. I'm curious how long they'll last. They'll be around, but I definitely gonna have to pick one up just because. Like, why not? They're so cheap, and there's deals on them all the time to get like mags in a case. So eventually, I will get one and just have fun with it.
I don't know how I forgot about the stupidest gun that I have that I spent way too much money on. I think the last time we figured it up, we had I have a $1,600 Kel-Tec sub 2000. I don't know how I always forget about that.
How do you
Yeah,
forget
you remember
about
my original PCC I shot.
Yeah, it got Cerakoted. It was like Cryptek or something. It was like red and black.
Yeah, I totally always forget about that gun. We need to go out and make a video with that. That gun has never been in like a full video on the channel.
Yeah.
So I paid, I think at the time, you could get a sub 2000 for like $450. I got the Glock 17 version.
Yeah.
Then I had it. It was hydro dipped. I didn't have that one Cerakoted because I wanted that crazy design on it, and there was no way to get it Cerakoted, so I had it dipped. Then I put a Holosun 510C on it, which was only $100 cheaper than what the actual gun cost. And then I did the whole M Carbo upgrade thing on it. And then I ordered MBX parts for it. I forgot. Yeah, that was the most asinine money I've ever spent on a gun.
When you brought that to the range, though, so many people were either like for it or way against it. And then when you ran it, they're like, "Wow, that thing's pretty sick." And then when they realized that you did you put a metal buffer tube or whatever that buffer tube was to like balance it and more efficient, they're like, "Wow, this thing runs like a champ." But yeah,
we took all the plastic parts out of it,
Yeah.
put all stainless steel, polished metal parts in it. But so here's the funny thing about that gun. So when I went to Area 5, which that would have been in what, 2020? Yeah, because it was my first year in the USPSA, and I was like, I'm not shooting USP or Area 5. I'm like, I'm not ready. I was like D class at that time. The guys were like, "Oh no, man, come down and shoot it." So on Sunday, like the last day of the match, when they started posting pictures like all over Facebook and Instagram,
yeah,
there was like 7 or 8 pictures of me going around at Area 5, and I'm like, I'm one of the worst shooters there. But it was because of that stupid gun. Like people were like taking close-up pictures of it.
It's an eye grabber.
and the ROs even, like when I would walk up to the line, the RO goes, "Is that a sub 2000?" And I was like, "Yep." And he goes, "That is the wildest looking thing I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Yeah, yep." And that was so funny. It was like all over the place. Like people were talking about it at the range. They're like, "Did you see that big ass dude running that sub 2000 with the snakeskin red on it and all that?" And I don't know. It was funny as hell.
Speaking of long range and rifles, Hoodlum Chevy is really, really into that long range stuff, and hopefully he has a class here soon. I'm going to try and learn some stuff. By the way, everyone in the chat and everyone that views this, go subscribe to his channel. He's got some cool videos. Support him. He's local. He's the one that hooked us up at that range at the Bullet Ranch. He's a really cool guy.
Can a mod drop the link to his channel out so in replay we can see
Definitely.
the link out there? And then one thing he did forget is the bipod. If you're gonna have a long range rifle, you're gonna have to have a bipod on there. So
I'll let him figure that out, because I don't know. The farthest I've shot is 200 yards, and that was with an AR. And I am no expert on long range. I wouldn't even consider 200 yards long range. But yeah, Chevy is the guy to go to on that. And Chevy, if you want, I'd love to have you on one night and talk about some cool stuff. Anyways, Gizzard Gary's here.
I'd love to pick his brain, because I've thought about doing the long range, maybe not competition, but just building a nice 6-arc bolt to be able to go out 1,1400 yards.
Bearded says he has 2 daggers, slides on Lone Wolf 80s and a comp dagger. Okay.
So we did not say hi to Woods. We got to say hi to Woods. What's up, Woods?
I put his thing up there. He said, I didn't call him Spencer. I don't really remember when that happened. I just know that someone said he did it. I just don't remember him doing it.
That was me. I called him out on it.
There it is. Hey, Spectre didn't call him Spencer. I mean, I've been called worse. I might as well call myself low left anyways. I shot like crap the last week. All week this week, and I went out again.
So we were talking about that in the back chat. So that's a good topic. Let's bring that up to the side chat. So if anybody, I don't know how many of you've watched it yet. So Devin, over on my channel, we put the Omega review video up today, and we were talking in the back chat because me and him were both shooting like crap that day.
Dog water.
Do you guys out in the side chat, would you prefer to see guys shooting badly and putting their targets up, or because we were talking about like a lot of YouTube content creators don't show their bad targets, like they aren't like so I guess the question we were wondering was, and G and Devin and I were all talking about this in the back chat, do you guys like it better when you actually see somebody creating content on YouTube that's having a really bad day shooting? That was just something we were talking about in the back chat. So I don't know. You guys can chime in on
the side chat, and the people that are rewatching this, comment down and let us know. I'm all about transparency. Obviously, Chris is, and I'm pretty sure G is, and other people in the side chat seem like genuine people. But I'm curious, because there's a lot of YouTubers out there, especially new, that I've noticed that you can tell how either their edits are or their shooting is. They only show, like he's saying, their good days, quote unquote. I mean, as long as I'm hitting paper, I mean, I'll hold myself accountability. I know what I need to do, what I need to focus on. But everyone has bad days, even bad weeks. Like this whole week was bad for shooting for me. It is what it is. You just gotta learn from it and move on. You can't really stress about it. I'd rather do it this week than Saturday. Hopefully Saturday I got all my stuff out this week. I mean, if I'm throwing Mike Saturday, I'm gonna have to reevaluate myself.
So I have a video where it looks, the target looks pretty good, but there is one round that I just threw way low, and it happened to be on a target it looks like a robber or whatever you want to, and I put one right through his nuts.
Yeah. Castrated him.
Yeah, like I know when you and I went out Friday morning to start filming that Omega video, I was like, we're gonna make that first target I shot. Like when I was shooting, I kept shooting the outside of the diamond, like it was just like a circle going around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and after those 10 rounds, I was like, this is gonna be a rough day. Like I already knew. Like I see a lot of people don't know. I mean, Devin, you know it. You've been around me a lot. I'm surprised more people don't comment in the videos about it, but I have hand tremors. So like I have a really hard time like shooting offhand with one hand. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Like when I grip a gun, I put a death grip on it because it's the only way that I can get myself to like stop my hand shaking. And I've had that my whole life. I don't know why I have it. It was something I started getting when I was a kid, but I've been able to, over the years shooting for as long as I have, I've been able to kind of overcome that. But yeah, Friday morning, that first group I shot, I'm like, yeah, this day's shot. Like I can tell right out the gate, as soon as I get the camera set up and I start shooting, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a bad day. But, you got to get the shit done. And then it's like, I guess we'll just show it. I mean, people are going to see that, watch you drop a shot 4 inches low or something. It's just going to happen.
You just walk up to the target and you're like, you see that little guy? Don't worry about that little guy.
Yeah. I really agree with Razor JB. I mean,
real and raw, less to no edits, not just shooting, older style, iPhone only draws and me. It keeps it more personal, humanized. Exactly. That's what it's about. Just got to keep it real and just do it with confidence and know what you're doing wrong.
I think that's what we all discussed in the back chat before was, making our channels, humanizing them, saying, hey, guess what? We can't be perfect all the damn time. And,
right. Yeah.
We're just average people, we're no one fancy that gets sponsors and has unlimited ammo and our own private range and whatever firearm we want for free. We don't get to spend the day. I mean, we wouldn't turn it down if it was offered to us. I guarantee you there's not a single person that would turn that offer down.
But even those guys have bad days too. Like last year when I was at a high range day, there were some really good shooters there that are like sponsored by high people like GMs and M's.
Devin's got a bad internet connection.
Oh no.
There you go. You're back.
Okay. But anyways, they would miss and they would have bad groupings. And when you see that, you're like, oh, because you see those guys in like high speed videos or like all their good reels or just like a highlight. And you're like, wow, that's what I want to be. But when it comes down to it, when they're there, you actually get to see the real them and them have imperfections. It's not like us. Like their group is usually smaller than a fist and they might have like one little straggler. That's them messing up and they like have to fine tune. But still, everyone at that level still messes up. Yeah. Hey, Lehman or Lehman, hopefully I pronounce it right. Thanks for coming, man, from Dayton. That's not too far away from here.
No, that's cool, man. We drove right by Dayton on our way to NRAM.
Yes, we did. Big P. We have to be walking targets after Ron shoots a sure hit. No cuts and filming. Yeah. That's why Chris shows hits. My videos have all been on steel. Eventually, I'm going to be shooting paper targets. We got something coming up. I guess I'll just say it now since we're on live. Next Sunday, I'm having like a night USPSA shoot. It's like USPSA style, but like no light. So with flashlights and night vision. It's going to be on paper, and I'm going to try and get some filming of that when I shoot. And if some other guys are okay with being on film, I'll film that too. We'll show paper hits and steel as well, and get to see people do manipulations under the dark.
So I had a question about that.
Yeah.
When are we doing? We're doing that this Sunday or a week from Sunday?
No, May 7th.
May
Next
7th.
Sunday.
Okay. So my question was,
Yeah.
what are we going to do? Break the stages down after each stage and just kind of reposition stuff?
Yeah. So Jesse and I kind of already have it figured out. I mean, it could change. More help the merrier. But we have a system, and we kind of did it at his flying shoot. If you remember last Saturday, I got there early, and I was like, "What's the best way to tackle this?" And we just made up a system, and we literally have one takes care of the walls, the other one takes care of the paper targets, and we both help with steel. So we each have jobs and we just get it done. And the stages that are set up that we have planned are going to go like the most hardest to set up is going to be kind of like the first one. And then as we go into the other ones, they're a lot easier. So we'll go quicker.
I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a blast. Wood said watching shooting isn't the best kind of watch. Bowling, fun in person, not exciting to watch. Bowling is insane. The pros, it looks like they're not going to throw that ball like 50 miles an hour. But when it goes down that lane and those freaking pins explode, my goodness. If I'm having a bad day at the range or something, I just trust my air. Build confidence back up. Never miss with that. Okay, 1-8. Can't go wrong with that. I need to get me an LPVO. I just need to get like an AR-10. Do like a 308 build. Here we go. Load development videos. Targets are the main focus.
Oh, yeah.
Question: how much longer do you have to wear your nods until your eyes are fully trained, converted to night vision? Well, hopefully I find out sooner than later. I have noticed, so when that 4 hours consistently under night vision, that with like a half moon, when I actually took these off, like I flipped them up and took off my helmet, your boy could not see. My night vision, my natural night vision was gone. It came back within a couple seconds, but I was blind. Not like I could see, but I couldn't see, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was weird. I've never experienced that, and I was kind of like frozen. I was like, and then a couple guys were laughing. One guy was like, "Oh, you're experiencing the no seeing," and I was like, whatever that is. Yeah, I can't see shit." And
Yeah.
he was in the Marines. He's one of their competition shooters now for the Marines, and he been around nods forever. And he goes, "Yeah, man, happens to everybody. It'll come back eventually." I was like, "Okay." When it came back, I was like, "Oh, thank God." I like didn't want to put these back on for a minute. I was like, "My eyes, I can see." I was like, "I'm gonna use a flashlight. Hold on."
It's so, when you're going from, like it'll happen a lot to people, especially going from bright sunny, and then going into like a dark area or darker area. All of a sudden, your eyes don't, change real quick. So the auto focusing in your eyes kind of hesitates.
Yeah, like getting adjusted, like fully adjusted.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time. That was the first time. It wasn't the first. Like I think it was the first time I ever experienced something that and that type and wearing those for that long. Like the longest before I've worn these were like maybe like 30 minutes at the most, and I just never thought about that. But it makes sense when your eyes finally adapt to that, especially after that long. And then you just take them off, and your mind's like, "Yo, where's that at? We need that assistance." So, yeah, that's the only problem that I've had. What's up, Chicago? Thanks for coming out.
It's crazy some of the stuff that you'll see too, like at night when you're running night vision. Like back when I was coyote hunting hard with the guys when we were going out every weekend, some of the crazy stuff. I remember one time I was sitting out on a fence line, and I had my Fox Pro collar like set up out. It was out in front of me, probably 40 yards away. Had my back against a fence line, and I got a dying rabbit call going out there, and I felt like this wind just come right over the top of my head. Like it was the weirdest feeling. Like it was just like this like cold air like pushed down on me. And I knew right away it was some sort of bird.
Okay.
So I was like, I went out and I was like looking this way and I took my gun over this way. And there was a freaking owl. He flew right over top of my head and he went out there. He was going to, he thought that caller was a rabbit. And you could hear his claws hit the plastic on that collar. Like he tapped it and then he was just sitting there like, what the hell is this? Like, this ain't no damn rabbit, It was cool. Some of the stuff we'd see, like, I remember one night we were sitting there, we were calling, and we were on private property, and this guy had like 2-track lanes cut all through the property where he drove his 4-wheeler. And I was sitting there, I had the caller going, and we were like 5-6 minutes into the set, calls just going. And then I start seeing eyes coming. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Got a coyote coming in.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the closer it got, I'm like, I don't think that's a coyote. So it was a fox.
Oh.
And I don't like to shoot fox, It's just, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, people, I never say I don't have a problem with.
They're just hard to find around here.
I just don't like to shoot a fox myself. Yeah. But anyway, so that was when I got my brand new Fox Pro collar. So it had like this, like it's got like a rabbit tail thing on top of it, sits and spins, and there's a little light. Now Fox ran up and he was sitting there pawing at that thing on there. And but once he realized it wasn't anything, he ran away. And then like 3 minutes later, he comes back again. Because fox are they kind of act more like a cat. They're a lot more curious than say a coyote.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So, yeah, I've actually got that on video somewhere because I was recording on my ATN when that happened. But yeah, that owl thing was wild, man. I mean, he come in right above me, right over my head, and it was weird. But yeah, there's some weird stuff goes on when you're out there trying to call predators in the middle of the night.
Well, we'll probably end it at 110 again. We went over a little bit. Sorry, guys. Before we get into another conversation, there's new people out there. We're gonna display the patch that's available tomorrow, and then show you guys the website. Everyone that's in here gets a first look. No one has seen this yet. All right, first look. So this website opens tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. What will be available is t-shirts, the patch, some stickers, a team flag, and some PMags. Unfortunately, they are the one mags that some states cannot own. So if you're in that state, I'm sorry. The shirts will come in tan, green, black. Tan and green are probably the favorite. Black will have the outline on the logo. But yeah. First look. The website will open tomorrow at noon. So.
Super cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. The guy that did it's local too. So I sent him my idea. And the idea was not even close to this design. Like it had like a ghost or a wraith or a specter, whatever you want to call it. And it was like spooky looking, like it had like its little robe. And I was like, hey, thanks, Ron. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, tomorrow, just make sure you guys just put in without password. The password won't be there tomorrow after noon. Or are they 10 round or 30? There are the ones that you cannot have, Chicago. I'm sorry. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I forgot to mention the nods and then the lightning bolts will glow in the dark. They're pretty cool. Patch Ops did them, local. They're up north. He was on Chris's channel last night, and he's a really cool guy. Him and his wife are in a really tight Great company. Their quality and communications on point.
Somebody got theirs early.
Hey, look at that. Let's go. Yeah, you can post that if you want. Look at that.
I'll wait till tomorrow.
Never seen two patches together like this. That's crazy. But yeah. Oh.
Hey, you did pretty good. You had 19 tonight.
19?
Yep, show's getting bigger every week.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I like the people in the side chat. We say this every time, so hopefully it doesn't get old, but we cannot do this without them. Like, yeah, we could come here and talk to each other but it's not as entertaining or more interactive without them. And without them, this would not be possible. So once again, appreciate you guys and the guys that are moderators. If you want to be moderators, let me know.
Hey, I would like to know. I would like to get Chevy on. I'd just like to hang out with Chevy again. So if we ever do decide to do this, go shoot with him. Because I'd love to get the Valkyrie back out.
I forget. He posted in a group chat when his long range class was or something. I forget when it is. It might have already happened, but he definitely knows the stuff. I want to learn from him. I don't think it was like tactical games or anything, but it was like a partner competition shoot. Chevy, if you're still in the side chat, buddy, what kind of shoot was that where you're like had a partner or a spotter and it was kind of like a competition and you had to like shoot at a target and then pick up everything and move to another target. But yeah, he did that stuff.
Hey, I want to ask
Like the PRC shooting.
I don't remember what it was called. I just seen pictures of it and him talking about it. I remember vaguely. I definitely don't remember the name.
I think that's the same as what Ghost Tactical does. Shoot from like one, like kneeling through a wall, or on top of it, at different like perch points, and you may have to lay down, you may have to be kneeling, you may have to be standing.
Yeah, there's even like elevation where like swivels and stuff. I think that's the type of shoots that he does or was doing. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Chevy and see if he'll come on to the chat either next week or the following.
I want to ask Bearded Lunchbox before we go off. Did they email you the gift card already today? Did you place the order? Because for some reason, when I ordered his gift card this morning, it said it wouldn't be delivered until tomorrow. So I was just wondering if he actually already got it.
I wonder, was it a digital?
Yeah, it's just a digital one.
That's what it should be, like almost instant, shouldn't it? Or maybe it's because, well, I don't know how that works.
It had like a calendar. Oh yeah, he already got it. Cool.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
Here we go. We'll get to Chicago's first. Me personally, I'm only gonna shoot mostly locals. I'm gonna try for Buckeye Blast this year. It's probably not looking like it. Hence that it's like next week or the couple weeks. I probably won't go to it. I'm gonna try though. Other than that, Area 5, and there's another one coming up that I might go to, but mostly locals like Crawford and what's that one where they have Optic Nationals this year? Cardinal, yeah. Yep, that's where I'll be shooting. What about you, Chris? Just local?
Yeah, I'm not going to shoot any majors this year. And honestly, I'm probably only going to shoot Crawford this year. I don't like shooting Cardinal because I just don't like shooting on Sundays. It's just kind of a day to me. I just like to decompress from owning a business sucks sometimes. So Sundays I just kind of like want to just melt in the couch and stay there. I'll probably go down to Briar and shoot at least one this year just because I want to go down and hang out with the guys down there.
Yeah, I want to go to Briar too. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So probably one at Briar, and then I'll probably end up shooting every local or every match at Crawford this year. I mean, because that's going to be the only match I probably shoot every month. So
that was the Guardian Long Range Team Sniper match at GTI in South Carolina's last round count and cooler than PRS. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've seen the pictures from that. It looked like the real deal. He was like climbing up ladders and stuff inside like a little, I don't even know, maybe a silo or something, and then had to go on top of it and then get down into the position and figure out his dope, and his spotter would like either call out something and then he'd take the shot. There's like one picture, or maybe it was a video. I mean, I don't remember exactly. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't want to get this wrong, but he was in one part, and his spotter was in another, and there was like something separating, and they really couldn't communicate, but they had comms, so they were still able to communicate. So it was kind of cool. Shooting the Snipers Unknown team sniper matches here in June in Southington. Okay, so up by Akron. These are the 2-day team precision rifle. Oh, and pistol. Okay, that's pretty cool. How long are those? Are they like a 5K or a couple miles, or is it even longer than that? Is it like a 5 mile?
You know, I think Richie Brickler does those. Richie and Sarah that used to shoot with us at Dog Valley.
Yeah, I see him post the stuff all the time. I think that's what they do too. He gets like those patches and posted them on.
Yeah.
That was a fun match we shot the time I was in town. Yeah, that was probably at Crawford.
Yeah, it was Crawford.
Unfortunately, I couldn't go to that one. I was that sucks. I really wanted to go to that one too. It was a decommissioned nuclear facility. Buddy, you need to get decontaminated. It was pretty sick. Some of the buildings were like 10 stories up. That's a lot of climbing. Imagine if your sling comes unattached and woo, go down and get your weapon. That'd be so cool, though. That'd be an experience, that's for sure.
That would be wild, man.
Well, guys, it is 2 after 10, and we are 12 minutes past what I want to be. I want to appreciate everyone for coming. We got some new people in the side chat and some consistent people in the side chat, and I want to appreciate that. Thanks for coming, Chris, G. Once again, the site opens up tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. We are shooting Saturday, so there'll probably be a video. I'm probably going to make a playlist and start uploading all my shooting. You'll see how terrible I am from when I started like 4 years ago till how just a little bit of terrible I am now. Yeah, that's what's going to be new for me, and I'll do another chat next Thursday. Chris, do you have anything before we go?
No, thanks for having me on. I mean, I'm enjoying this on Thursday night. It's a lot of fun. If you guys haven't went over to my channel and checked out the Gideon Optics Omega review, Devin and I actually did that review together. It's live on the channel, and next Wednesday night we're going to have AIM Surplus on the chat, so it's going to be pretty good.
That'd be cool.
A lot of fun. So, don't forget to go check out G-Webs at midnight tonight, midnight Eastern. So
yes,
that's what I got.
G, do you have anything before we go?
I thought they marked 400 miles across the...
I do have a fun fact. We finally found one. U.S. Marines raised U.S. flag over shores of Tripoli on this day in history, April 27th, 1805.
1805. That's your fun fact. That's a crazy fact. I never knew that.
That's pretty cool.
All right, then. Well, guys, have a great night. And thank you. See you next Thursday.
Night, guys.
Later.